All right, well, I'm back. Different sport this time. You could probably guess from my attire that it's a diamond sport, but no, it's not baseball. I talk about softball tonight. This is the closest thing that I've got, being a former baseball player and a fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers, who just happen to be world champions very nicely. Thank you very much. But I'm wondering how many people realise that there was a world number one in Brisbane this weekend, and it wasn't Arena Sabalenka. She'd gone to the Australian Open, lost the final over the weekend. But no, there was another world number one in Brisbane, and not many people seem to know about it, and that was the Japanese women's softball team. They were playing in the Oz Cup against New Zealand and Australia down at Downey Park, and there weren't a lot of people there, unfortunately. Superb athletes, great skill, great athleticism, close matches. Australia didn't happen to top of the world number one. They're only number 10 in the world at the moment, on their way up. But they got close to the Japanese team, getting beaten by one run in a couple of games. But it's very interesting to go down to Downey Park, and such a small crowd on hand, maybe a couple of hundred people for the game between Japan and Australia that I witnessed. Probably a few more for the final, but a bit disappointing, Brisbane. Going to be the Olympic city. There's going to be a lot of sports that you're not really into that you're probably going to want to see. Well, you've got an opportunity to see world-class athletes in the lead-up to the Olympics. In fact, the 2027 Softball World Cup is going to be held at Redcliffe next year. So put that one in your calendars for sure. Anyway, as a sports photographer, I wanted down. I actually got on social media a couple of days before and asked if I could get accreditation to shoot. No one got back to me, so I thought I'd just wander down with my cameras down to Downey Park on a Saturday morning. And I've been there for about, half an hour taking photos of the teams playing. And one of the officials came up and tapped me on the shoulder and goes, "Oh, excuse me, who are you shooting from?" "Oh, just myself, just for a bit of fun." And I was asked, did I have accreditation? Of course I didn't. I did explain that I tried to contact them via social media and no one had replied. So, politely I was taken up to meet the media manager, and they talked me through a few things and said, look, you do have to have accreditation. It's part of the World Baseball Softball Confederation's rules that you can have accredited photographers so that randoms don't go down, take photos and then sell them off commercially. And then I was given nicely advice, and I was also given accreditation for the day to shoot, which was nice. I happened to get two games in, New Zealand versus Japan and Australia versus Japan. Just a bit of a shame really that not many people were there, to be honest. As a baseball fan, I can appreciate softball very much so. They're a lot closer to the batter, the fielders are. The skill level was amazing. Some of the pickups, some of the diving catches. The fielding was outstanding. Saw a couple of home runs. I think the Japanese team hit a few bombs and one of the Australians knocked one out against the Japanese later on. So I'm going to share some photos with you. But what I'd really like to encourage you to do is get out and see those minor sports. Like I know we all clamber over the Broncos or the Lions or the Bulls or the Australian cricket team or, the NRLW sides, the Reds, all that kind of stuff. But really, there are some great sporting events happening around our city at the moment, and you really need to get involved and go down and see them, particularly next year with that World Cup happening in Redcliffe. Make sure you go and have a look at that. But I'm going to show you some photos, some of them my favourites. There's one where one of the Japanese players laid down a bump and sprinting down the first baseline. It's an absolute favourite. I might even get that one printed up. But I'll be launching a website soon. I'll let you know more about that when it's up and ready, and I'll show you some of that. But for now, here's some photographs. Hope you enjoy.